Ulster Bank League results roundup. Ulster Bank League tables this season sees the introduction of the Abaltree of the Month award with a prize of €250 for each monthly winner and entry into the Try of the Year award. Dolphin 20 Naas 30, Irish Independent Park scorers. Dolphin tries Brian Scott 2 cons Barry Keeshan 2 pens Barry Keeshan 2 Naas tries Fionn Higgins 2 Michael Skelton 2 cons Johnny Murphy 2 pens Johnny Murphy 2 HT Dolphin 10 Naas 10. Dolphin preserved their second-tier status last season with a 6-March winning run in the final weeks, masterminded by players turned head coaches Chris Rowe and Barry Keeshan. Keeshan took his league point-scoring record to 1608 points last April and added 10 more points today, as he began another season in the Dolphin number 10 jersey. Lining out opposite him was Naas player coach Johnny Murphy, who made the move from centre to Adolf for the league opener. He converted lively winger Fionn Higgins' early try to give the visitors a 7-point lead. The teams were level by half-time, Munster Academy graduate Brian Scott bulldozing over for a try before Murphy and Keeshan swapped penalties for a 10-10 scoreline. Naas was the aggressors in the third quarter, the 20-year-old fullback Michael Skelton, one of the young players breaking through on Murphy's watch, notching a brace of tries, one of which Murphy converted. Keeshan clawed back 3 points in between, but crucial daylight had opened between the sides at 2,213. Dolphin did manage to get back within 7 points, prop Scott doubling up to cancel out Higgins' own second score, but Murphy, returning to one of his old Munster stomping grounds, had the final say with a clinching penalty, 4 minutes from time. Dolphin Olin Crowley Alan O'Sullivan, Cian McGovern, Ian O'Donoghue, Killian O'Keefe, Barry Keeshan captain, Darryl Foley, James Rochford, Liam Walsh, Brian Scott, Rob O'Leahy, Dave O'Mahony, Alex Denby, James Vaughan, Barry Fitzgerald. Replacements: Darren Collins, John Leahy, Anthony Mason, Dave Byrne, Kevin O'Leary, Cahill Walsh, Sam Kennedy, Cameron O'Shaughnessy, Peter Hyde. Naas Michael Skelton, Fionn Higgins, Donald Roney, Ross Bailey Kearney, Peter Hyde, Johnny Murphy, Max Whittingham, Stephen Lackey, Graham Reynolds, Jason Harney, Philip Jordan, Stephen Kennevy, Andrew Kearney, Will O'Brien captain, Paulie Tolofua. Replacements: Shane Riley, Charlie Kings, Paul Moynihan, Cahill Murtagh, Shane Tombstone. Old Belvedere 13 Ballynahinch 6, Anglesey Road scorers. Old Belvedere try Pat Hughes con Tim Foley pens Tim Foley 2 Ballynahinch pens Tim Cossins 2 HT Old Belvedere 3 Ballynahinch 3 Eddie O'Sullivan chalked up win number 1 of his spell as Old Belvedere head coach as they began the long road back from relegation with an encouraging 136 success against Ballynahinch. O'Sullivan, who has taken over at Belvo from Paul Cunningham, enjoyed a battle of wits with his old coaching colleague Brian McLaughlin, who served under O'Sullivan as Ireland skills coach between 2005 and 2008. McLaughlin has been brought in as coaching consultant at Ballynahinch, heading up a management team which also includes English player backs coach Tom Rock, who started at centre this afternoon. There was a fresh look to both starting XVs at Anglesey Road, the Belvedere pack including the new forwards coach Fergal Stretch Walsh, the former Shannon and Terranure lock, and flanker Pierce Dargan, who has signed from Trinity. Ireland under-20 international Jack Regan, who has joined the Ulster Academy, was among the Hinch newcomers. The New Zealand import Tim Cossins kicked them into a third-minute lead off the tee. Tim Foley's 18th-minute penalty levelled matters for Belvedere for half-time, Hinch managing to survive debutant flanker Ollie Lughead's sin-bin period without conceding a score. With the rain making handling difficult, the breakthrough eventually came for O'Sullivan's charges in the 68th minute when Adolf Pat Hughes slipped through to score a 7-pointer. Foley increased his influence by firing over the conversion and then adding a penalty just a couple of minutes later. Cossins' second penalty ensured Hinch came home with a losing bonus point, which could prove valuable in the long run. Old Belvedere Daniel Riordan, Shane MacDonald, Tim Foley, Tom Maloney, Eddie Weaver, Pat Hughes, Ian Vance, Adam Howard, Ed Rossiter captain, Declan Lavery, Conor Owen, Fergal Walsh, Carl Miller, Pierce Dargan, Dave Sherry. Replacements: Andrew McGrath, James McWilliams-Gray, Tony McGuinness, Aaron Sheehan, Robert Cruis Callaghan. Ballynahinch Paddy Wright, Richard Reaney, Callum McLaughlin, Tom Rock, David Busby, Tim Cossins, Aaron Cairns, Captain Campbell Classen, Zach McCall, Johnny Simpson, John Donnan, Jack Regan, Zach Ward, Ollie Lughead, Gareth Gill. Replacements: Connor Piper, Zach Cinnamond, Connell Boomer, Rhys O'Donnell, Stuart Morrow. Old Wesley 18, Ballymena 21, Donny Brooks. Scorers: Old Wesley tries: David Rowley, Owen O'Reilly, Con Josh Miller, Pens Josh Miller, Jack Maybury. Ballymena tries: Callum Patterson, Roger McBurney, Con Brett Heron, Pens Brett Heron 3 HT. Old Wesley 15, Ballymena 3. It was a tale of two halves at Donnybrook, where Ulster's Callum Patterson and Brett Heron inspired Ballymena's 2118 comeback victory over hosts Old Wesley. The Braidmen had a good deal of ground to make up when trailing 153 at half-time, with Wesley's 2 tries scored by David Rowley and ex-Buccaneers winger Owen O'Reilly. Kilkenny College and Leinster under-19 Adolf Josh Miller supplied the other 5 points from the tee. Ballymena, who had Argentinian prop Nacho Cladera Crespo making his league debut, enjoyed a real purple patch in the third quarter, kick-started by a 41st-minute try from Patterson, who had passed a late fitness test to start. Strong carrying fullback Roger McBurney could not be stopped in the 55th minute, bringing Andy Graham's men level before a Heron penalty put them in front on the hour mark. In a tense finale, there were no further tries, but Ballymena ultimately kept hold of the 3-point advantage as another Heron kick in the 75th minute, cancelling out a Jack Maybury penalty 6 minutes earlier, got them over the finish line. Old Wesley: Rory Stynes, Owen O'Reilly, David Poff, Killian Monaghan, Richie German, Josh Miller, Adam Kennedy, Cronin Gleeson, David Rowley, James Burton, Donachard Phelan, Josh Hind, Johnny O'Sullivan, Josh Pym, Darren Horan captain. Replacements: Conor Maguire, Ryan Healy, Mark Robinson, Matthew Bursey, Jack Maybury. Ballymena: Roger McBurney, Matthew Norris, Callum Patterson, Alan Smith, Johnny Rosborough, Brett Heron, Glenn Bailey, Nacho Cladera Crespo, Adam McBurney, Chris Candle, David Wan, Connor Smith, Stephen Mulholland, Willie Mackay, Adrian Hamilton. Replacements: Tim Savory, Josh Bill, Mark Foster, Darryl Montgomery, Dean Reynolds. UCC 16, Shannon 20. The Mardyke scorers: UCC try Murray Lincoln, James Taylor, Pens James Taylor 3, Shannon tries penalty try, Tony Cusack, Cons penalty try, Connor Fitzgerald, Pens Connor Fitzgerald 2 HT. UCC 6, Shannon 6 prop, Tony Cusack 76th minute try saw Shannon overhaul UCC in an entertaining early season months to Derby at the Mardyke. Tom Hayes is beginning his first full season in charge of Shannon, who today welcomed back flanker Kelvin Brown from a spell in France with Aurillac, while fullback Stephen Fitzgerald spent the summer months down under, playing for Bond University. Brian Walsh's UCC side were boosted by recently retired Munster centre Cian Bohan and promising scrum half John Poland, who was a Division 1A title winner with Cork Constitution in May. Poland's new half-back partner James Taylor opened the scoring in the 3rd minute before Fitzgerald's younger brother Adolf Connor clipped over 2 penalties in response, his second in the 23rd minute, coming after Brown was high-tackled. The Shannon standoff suffered his first penalty miss after UCC had a player sin-binned, but the students finished the first half strongly, with Poland making a sniping break either side of some set-piece pressure. Offside from a line-out enabled Taylor to kick the hosts level for half-time 66. Taylor then punished Shannon for not rolling away, restoring UCC's lead in the 46th minute, with winger James Kiernan increasing his threat out wide. It was advantage Shannon entering the final quarter, though. UCC suffered a second sin-binning, this time for a deliberate knock-on and a subsequent maul infringement, with Shannon advancing towards the try-line, saw a penalty try awarded with 53 minutes on the clock. Good defense of a Shannon maul, coupled with a well-won scrum penalty, provided the platform for UCC to hit back, a crisp move sending centre Murray Lynn over for a converted try. This fast-paced encounter was still evenly balanced entering the closing stages. Leading 16-13, the home side thwarted another Shannon maul before Cusack emerged as the visitors' match winner, driving hard to the line after an excellent run from fellow prop Conor Glynn. Fitzgerald converted and Hayes' young outfit showed impressive composure to see out a tight result. UCC Shane McAuliffe, Kevin Slater, Cian Bohan, Murray Lynn, James Kiernan, James Taylor, John Poland, Shane O'Hanlon, Michael Shinquin, Robert O'Donovan, Cian Barry, Dara Maloney, Graham Smith, Dara Feeney, Ryan Murphy. Replacements: Steve McCarthy, Charlie Slowey, Brian O'Mahony, Richard Walsh, Alex Malloy. Shannon, Stephen Fitzgerald, Nathan Randalls, Pa Ryan, Will Leonard, Darren Gavin, Connor Fitzgerald, Jack Stafford, Connor Glynn, Adam Maloney, Tony Cusack, Ronan Coffey, Sean McCarthy, Charlie Carmody, Galvin Brown, Lee Nicholas Captain. Replacements: Ty Chan, James Hurley, Luke Moylan, Fionn McGibney, Jack O'Donnell. Hull Bohemians 13, Banbridge 20, University of Limerick 4G pitch scorers: Hull Bohemians try Ed Kelly, Con Robbie Bork pens Robbie Bork 2, Banbridge tries Ian Porter, Tom Caesar cons Ian Porter 2 pens Ian Porter 2 HT. Hull Bohemians 13, Banbridge 7, newly promoted Banbridge opened the win account at the first attempt in Division 1B as Tom Caesar's last-minute try saw them beat Hull Bohemians 2013 in a dramatic finish. A rousing rendition of Star of the County Down was heard coming from Banbridge's dressing room at the Hull North campus after winger Caesar had crossed in the very final play. Scrum half and captain Ian Porter converted to complete his own 15-point haul, while he also marshalled a ban pack which contained 4 players making the league debuts for the club: Eric O'Sullivan, Ireland Sevens international Nick Timoney, Caleb Montgomery and Nick Hayes. Strong spells at the start and finish of the opening half had Hull BOHs leading 137 at the turnaround. Experienced lock Ed Kelly touched down in the 8th minute, and the ever-dependable Robbie Bork kicked penalties after 27 and 38 minutes to add to his conversion. The Ulster and Connacht-capped Porter slipped through for Ban's opening try, which he converted himself, and his 46th minute penalty left only a score between them. Further indiscipline from Christy Neelan's men was punished by Porter 6 minutes later, squaring things up at 13-all and setting up an exciting final half-hour. It looked like there might be no winner on the 4G pitch until Caesar was sent over out wide, with the ever-precise Porter adding the conversion for good measure. So, a brilliant start to the campaign for Daniel Soper's squad, while Neelan's BOHs will be itching to bounce back next Saturday when they visit Round 1 leaders Naas. Hull Bohemians: Jack Murray, Colin Ryan, Finn Barahern, Harry Fleming, Adrian Enright, Robbie Bork, Joe Murray, Joey Conway, David O'Connor, Mike Lynch, Dara Frawley, Ed Kelly, James Ryan, Ian Condell captain, Noel Kinane. Replacements: Porrick Nesbitt, Joe Bennett, Sean English, Brian Walsh, Mike Mullally. Banbridge: Rob Little, Andrew Kirkwood, Andrew Morrison, Johnny Little, Tom Caesar, Adam Docherty, Ian Porter captain, Eric O'Sullivan, Peter Cromie, Michael Cromie, Christopher Allen, Robin Sinton, Nick Timoney, Caleb Montgomery, Stephen Irvin. Replacements: Joe Ware, Stuart Crombie, Nick Hayes, Jason Gribben, Ben Carson.